where I am bringing together key people of influence where their value is going to shine throughout the world. And as I am working and as I'm getting to know these people, like I met them and oh gosh, they say, Casey, you sell me the first time. I wasn't even trying to sell them. There was just this dynamic, automatic connection that I had with these people all around the world. And they say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. But I believe it's because it mirrored the purpose of Nurses in Charge. It mirrored the purpose that they have deep down in their spirit. So that's why I'm going to say, for the people who are like, okay, I want to join Nurses in Charge, I want to be part of this movement. What is this about? It's, we live in a world where they're like, oh gosh, especially if you come from like a conservative Christian background where it's like, oh, don't promote yourself, right? Let other people speak about you. Let other people tell about you. Don't brag on yourself, right? Well, what we have happening is the opposite, where nobody's bragging on themselves, and you have people sitting around on multiple degrees, massive God given talents, and they don't use it. And they're just like going from thing to thing. And some of them actually feel like, I need another degree, I need another class, I need another certification. So then I will be qualified when they're already qualified. So I'm not just going for notoriety, but I'm going for notoriety and fulfillment, because your notoriety is what's going to bring the fulfillment. You see, whatever is inside of you cannot be served if nobody knows who you are, right? And maybe the people you were supposed to serve, the true people you're supposed to serve, maybe they're sitting down in a different country waiting for you to get over yourself, right? So and I'm telling you this because this is what I had to tell myself. And actually, I sat down there in the community feeling like I was a failure. Nobody understands this huge vision that I want to do. It wasn't for them to understand because it wasn't for them. So if you sit down there and you're like, oh my gosh, my heart, I have so much I want to do for the nursing profession, for other people, for people in general, you have to find a way to distribute your message. And we are living in this season, and a lot of people are really outdated because they have this vicious independence where they want to do everything by themselves. And I, I say, yeah, you could write a book by yourself, right? And five people buy it. Or you could be part of a collaboration and millions of people buy it. You choose, right? But this is a time where nobody's trying to steal your content. Go on YouTube, everything is for free, right? Nobody's trying to steal your ideas. There's a lot of ideas out there. We're living in a society where people are time poor, right? So we're also living in a society where most of us were raised where you had to have either or. I know. I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna say it. But growing up, my mom was like, we started off on a Sunday with you had the rice and the chicken and the beans and the salad. To by the end of the week, you just have the rice or the beans, right? You choose, right? Times was hard. It was rough. I love my mama though. Okay, but I'm just saying, times was hard. But we are living in a season where the spirit is changing, and we're realizing, wait, we live in an abundant world, and you do not have to have this or that. You could have this and that, right? So you could have a really great, awesome career, and you could have made a massive impact on humanity. The problem comes in where a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to make that mesh without looking like conceited or like a braggart or burning themselves out because there's only 24 hours in the day, right? So a lot of people don't know how to do this and that. And in the environment of Nurses in Charge, oh, I got ideas for days. But the way I think about is always win, 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 win. So when you get yourself in a group of leaders and you're all thinking, how could I do this and this and this and this? The structure, the setup of Nurses in Charge is really realizing and recognizing when you get to know people, and that takes a little time. But when you get to know people, you realize what I am deficient in, somebody excels in. Whether it doesn't even have to be a skill or a know how, but it could be like, for instance, sometimes like, and I can tell you this from experience. When I go to Trinidad, time moves on a slower pace. Things are much slower. I went to my whole schooling there, like from elementary school all the way up to high school, and I felt like I was in school forever. In the States, time moves very, very fast. It moves so fast. And what I have found, this is just my personal opinion, take it or leave it. But what I have found is in a lot of the advanced societies, you have a lot of people, they have resources or access to resources, but they don't have the time to actually to actually, really do the fulfillment of their purpose, their hopes, their dreams. Whereas in other countries, they have all the time in the world. I mean, come on, they literally have time. They don't have access to resources. They may have the resources, but they may not have the resourcefulness. They may not have the ideas and the thoughts that you say, oh man, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. They just may not have that access, right? So I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying that the community is about recognizing what I am really strong at, you might be weak, and where you are lacking, I got you. I got you, right? And it's that brotherhood, that sisterhood that we're developing.